What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the deadline stream for Game Week 1. This is it now, all or nothing. You've got less than an hour to finalise your teams and get it locked in. I'm going to go through my team in just a second. As always, I hope you're all well. Main point right now would be, don't panic. There's no need to panic. Maybe a slight bit. I mean, you've got 5 million, other people to beat. I'm sure that'll be up at the 6.5 million by the end of the season. But right now, there's about 5 million people signed up, which is a new record for Game Week 1. 5.3 million. So I've only got 5,329,097 other people to beat. And I'll be loving it. Kev, thanks very much for that. Much appreciated. So the stream is sponsored by fantasyfootballscout.co.uk. Loads of info, member stuff on there. Make sure to check them out. Links in the description below. Going to play the video for that, and then we are going to get into the questions and my team and all of that good stuff. So there you go. Thanks once again for them for sponsoring. Obviously appreciate it, but also a site that I use a lot and will use throughout this season. Recommend that you guys do too. So link in the description below will let you check out the members area and stuff, and it'll be extremely useful for a one-off payment throughout the whole season. And yeah, loads of free stuff as well. So this is my team. It has not changed since last night. Am I panicking? Not really. In the back of my head, I'm trying to think of all the advice you've given. Think of all the things you've said on videos. Don't panic. Don't overthink. Don't start making wholesale changes right before the deadline. And I think that's basically where I'm at right now. Yeah, there's no polls. I apologise. I've literally been home from work like 20 minutes. And I hadn't had anything set up, no thumbnails or anything. So I've had to just quickly all do it. So no polls, there wasn't time for that. But look, we're not going to have much time. There's going to be plenty to talk about anyway, right? So yeah, my team hasn't really changed. The two players that I'm thinking of selling are the same two players as last night, which is Lucas Moura and Zinchenko. Will I change them? Oh, I don't know. I'm just thinking, I'm just going to go for it, I think. I think Zinchenko in particular, you know, there's all this talk about Cancelo because Pepper said that he can play on the left. He's played like 5 times, someone said, at left back. I feel like he's right-footed. The chances of Pep playing him left back are quite slim, probably, especially from the get-go. So I still think Mendy is the biggest issue with Zinchenko. So, you know, if Mendy comes back, then I'm worried. So I'm going to keep Zinchenko. I think 5.5 million for a Man City defender. I've just got to take the risk. And Lucas Moura, it's the same as last night. If I can get 3 game weeks out of him, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't necessarily want to book in a transfer, but if he does well in game week 1, then I could just use the points to get rid of him. And then maybe look at like a Martial, someone like that. There's loads of players. Zaha I could go down, so I've got the money to go up to Bernardo Silva, etc. But I think I'm just going to go with it in game week 1 and hope that he gets game week 3 as well. And if he plays well for the first 2 games, maybe he will. Obviously, Son will pretty much probably come straight back into the team. Maybe they'll play, you know, with 2 wide players and Lucas Moura can play on the right if Ali's out. And then just play kind of Eriksen just in behind. Maybe some kind of 4-2-3-1. I don't know how it's going to work out. But that's kind of what I'm thinking, at least. I don't want to start thinking about players that I've not really given too much consideration to recently because I feel like that's just asking for trouble. So I think I'm going to stick. Because Martial's got Chelsea at home and then Wolves away. And if he looks unbeatable and I've got to get him in, then I can do that anyway. So that's probably what I'm going to go for. So this is my team. I just think generally now, I wouldn't start thinking about decisions that you've just not really given any thought to up until this point. If there's 2 players you're not sure about, fair enough. But you know, if I'm suddenly starting, oh, actually, instead of Lucas Moura and Wilson, I can get Kane and whoever. That's probably not something I'm going to think about in the next 49 minutes. Exactly, same with De Bruyne, not happening. Alisson would keep clean sheet in the next few matches, maybe to the end of the season. I think Alisson is going to score loads of points. It's just, do you want to use a Liverpool goalkeeper, a Liverpool spot on the goalkeeper? How come I've gone for Pope over Heaton or Ryan? I'm just not sure I trust the Brighton defence, so I've kind of counted Ryan out. Heaton, he's just playing a lot of the players I've got in my team. So then I've got Heaton in, and I'm probably not hoping for clean sheets. Whereas I've got no Southampton players, so I'm kind of hoping for a clean sheet there from Pope. Plus he's in the better team. I think Heaton's a really good shot stopper, and would I be completely surprised if Kane and Lucas Moura come out with nothing at the start because Heaton has pulled off a masterclass? Probably not surprised, no. But I'm probably going to go for Pope. I just think, also, as much as I've kind of said, don't need to worry too much because you can always wildcard. I don't want a wildcard unless I have to. So I think if you look at Pope, so Southampton at home, decent enough. Okay, Arsenal away is tough. It is Wolves away, so there's 2 away games. That's why it's tough. And then Liverpool at home. So opening 4, not fantastic. But then it's Brighton, Norwich, Villa, Everton at home. So it gets a bit easier then. So if they can nick 2 clean sheets out of the first 4 games, which I know is pushing it, but I think there's a possibility if it's the Burnley of old, then I think that's okay. If you can top up points with save points for the non-clean sheets, I'm just going to go for it. Look, I might have it wrong. I think 4.5 million goalkeepers are hard to completely nail down. Could be Henderson, who's better. You don't think City will get a clean sheet in the first 3? I mean, there's a few away games in Spurs, so it's going to be tough. But I don't think the Spurs game is going to be as open as it was end of last season, because that was Champions League. It's a lot different than this. I did have a bit of a wobble on Lucas Digne earlier. And I was thinking about getting in a 6 or 6.5 million striker or midfielder instead, because I could move to 3-5-2. So that is an option as well. But I think I'm going to stick. This is what I've been on. I've been on 4-4-2 since the game launched. If I've got it completely wrong, I'll hold up my hands and I'll change it as the season goes on. I think switching from Lucas Digne to kind of a Barkley or something like that is 2 transfers. The only, I suppose, slight worry is what people are pointing out is that Lucas Moura and Zinchenko could both be transfers out waiting to happen. Noise Freak, thanks very much. Moura, Fraser, King, Jota, or Sigurdsson, Moutinho. Well, I mean, as soon as I see Moutinho, I feel like I don't want that combo. King, Jota, Fraser, Moura. I think Jota is better than Jimenez, just for money reasons. So I think I prefer the first lot. I mean, in terms of who to keep for the Bournemouth game, I don't think you really need to worry about that too much. I think if you've got Fraser or Wilson, you can probably keep them. The only way I wouldn't want to keep Bournemouth players against Man City is if I've got like 3. I think 2 you'd be okay, 1 definitely alright. Because at the end of the day, you've got to pick players for longer than just 1 game week. Vikas, thanks very much. Cons of picking a 5.5 million keeper, thinking Pickford button. There's no real cons to it. It just depends how much you want to. It depends how you want to spread your funds. Like a lot of us, a lot of FPL managers will feel that the 4.5 million goalkeepers can keep up with the 5.5, 6 million keepers, which is why I haven't bought a more expensive one. I have looked at Lloris at one point. So there's just the hope that a 4.5 can keep up with the higher priced players, higher priced goalkeepers. Through save points and nicking the odd clean sheet here or there, and then you get to spend that money elsewhere. But there's no harm with starting with a more expensive keeper if that's what you want to do. I wouldn't completely discount it. Gora, thanks very much. Throwing out there Zinchenko to a 4 million and Greenwood to 6.5. Dini, Defo, Jota. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I'd have 2 4 millions on the bench though, and then it's just Dendonka who's guaranteed to play, and then maybe Rico or Lundstrom. I think I'm going to stick. I think I want the Man City defender for now. Even though they don't have the most amazing starting fixtures. West Ham away, Spurs at home, Bournemouth away. I mean, I suppose the only thing about that is, if he loses his place after that, that's when the good fixtures start. But by then, maybe Cancelo's an option, maybe Stones is nailed, so I can switch to one of them. Maybe I just wildcard. So it's an interesting idea for sure. But then I feel like my bench would be really awful then. But that would work. I could have a 6.5. Robertson, Dean, Van Dijk, Salah, Moura, Perez, and then like a Jota up front. But I think I'm going to go without Wolves for now, and probably massively regret it. Oh, that's a long name. We'll go with Charles Louis. Keep Zaha. Who should I go for? That's 7 million. Bernardo Silva's 8 million. I don't. So Hodgson's kind of said that he doesn't know what his kind of state of mind is, Zaha, but he's also said he's available to pick as needed. I can't imagine, like, Crystal Palace cannot afford to go without Zaha for too long, and they've got really nice fixtures. So I was pretty tempted to go down to him from Lucas Moura. I think I'm just going to go for the punt against Villa instead. I think Zaha's okay to lose. If you're going to go down, you've got Maddison, maybe Perez if you want to save a bit of money if you've not already got him. I think Felipe Anderson will be on people's radars soon enough, but Man City at home. Man City away. Man City at home first of all is not ideal. Really surprised at the lack of teams with Sigurdsson. I think it's just price, 8 million. Sigurdsson's one of those players that over the course of the season will probably do really well. It's just whether you can nail those big points or, sequence of games where he gets big points. I mean, he'll probably tick over, and for 8 million, he'll probably be worth it by the end of the season. And people are just looking to try and eke a bit more value out of the start of the season. What's up, Matthew? Thanks very much. Love your work. 4 AM deadline here in Australia. Damn. Yeah, it's not pretty being from that side of the world when it comes to FPL. I like the dedication that you're still awake. Kev using the no coverage thing. I need to update them really. I really do. You think Anderson will play deep? I'm not convinced by that, but we get the Man City game to see, right? Is Salah 100% the best option for captain? I mean, in my opinion, yes. I suppose you've got Kane as well. Or Lucas Moura against Villa at home. Could be decent. Aubameyang playing Newcastle away. Obviously, City players could do well against West Ham. Cheers, Vizio. Yeah, thanks for everyone that's kind of tuned into all the pre-season stuff. There's been a whole bunch. And the support's been insane. So, do appreciate it. And while we're on that subject, make sure to hit the like on the stream if you're enjoying the deadline. Panic. Although, I'm not really panicking, I don't think. I kind of take it as if I've got it wrong, I've got it wrong. Not much more I can do. Sorry. Change to Wickham because the price changed where Greenwood doesn't start. I mean, Greenwood is probably not going to start, but it does sound like he's going to get a good few minutes, so I'm pretty tempted just to keep him. In fact, I am going to keep him. Is it fine to go without? I mean, ultimately, it's fine to go without any player you don't want to go for. I'm not going to. I don't know. I'm not going to try and talk you out of it either way. Okay. I will be back in 2 seconds. I wouldn't do this if I didn't need to. Give me 2 minutes and I'll be back. Apologies. Apologies. Oh, I'm knackered now, all that running. Basically, my missus and the kid had locked themselves out of the house. Didn't really want to leave him there for 40 more minutes. And I just muted myself by mistake. Martial's been given the number 9. It doesn't really mean anything though, does it, necessarily? I do want Martial. I do want a Man United player. Thoughts on Fraser? I think Fraser's a really good option for the first year. I think the main Bournemouth options are all the same. For the first 2 fixtures, they're good. After that, it gets a bit tricky. So it depends how many you want to load up on, because you're probably going to have to come off them at some point. Will Adam Smith start for Bournemouth? Yeah, I think he will. Mr. Culps, thanks very much. Thoughts on Trossard and Barkley? I mean, I think everyone agrees the same with Barkley. You know, I said it last night. If he gets that number 10 spot and he keeps it, and it's obviously if he's on penalties as well, but he might not even need penalties, then he's great. We just don't know if that's going to happen for sure. And Trossard is... I mean, he's come into the league with really good numbers from another league. Whether or not that will translate, you just don't know. I think if I was going for one this week, like for game week 1, I would go Trossard and then switch to Barkley as needed. Jota over King. I'm going to stick with King. The first two fixtures and then go from there. Cheers, Richard. No sweaty palms over Zinchenko. Not really. Zinchenko to Daniel James. I want Lucas Moura, of course. Cheers again, Richard. Why not Harry Kane? He's so expensive. Can't fit him in. Will Ceballos be a starter for Arsenal? I mean, you'd imagine so, but I don't think we really know exactly how they're going to line up yet. They do have 2 nice fixtures to open up. Newcastle away, Burnley at home, but then I think they've got Spurs and Liverpool, so probably not a massive rush for them, I don't think. 5.5 million though is decent, obviously, if you keep starting, and he's playing attacking enough. He's not really, in the league at least, in La Liga, not really scored a huge amount of attacking returns. Is Bernard a good option? I don't think he's likely to start long term. Thanks, by the way, Charles. I think could see Richarlison, Iwobi, and then Keane as the front 3. If they play like a 4-3-3, or even if they play 4-2-3-1, Sigurdsson will be the 10. If Kane bags a hat-trick, how do I fit him in? I don't. It's Man City. It's Man City away the next game. So I just don't. How do I get him in for game week 3? I'd have to get rid of Sterling and Salah. I mean, that's the thing. You know, what if I had Kane now and not Sterling, and Sterling scores a hat-trick? How do I get Sterling? It's the same thing, really. I think once you're at peace with the fact you cannot own everyone, it's much easier just to go into the season with the team you got. Business Cat, thanks very much. Any 4.5 million defender recommendations? There isn't like a huge amount of standouts, I don't think. If I was picking one, but I like Balbuena over Diop, but I think Diop's more assured. But I think they're both going to start, unless there's West Ham fans that can tell me otherwise. I think attacking-wise, Balbuena is decent. Not good for game week 1, of course. If you're doing some kind of rotation, then you could look at maybe Target at Villa and Taylor at Burnley. Or just go for tried and trusted Gary Cahill. Because Crystal Palace are probably going to be good for clean sheets again. Reza 6 million midfielder, Gundogan. I'm not sure about that. I think I would take a punt on someone like Trossard. Maybe Barkley. Not sure about Gundogan. Don't know if you're going to be 100% sure he starts now. Got Rodri, De Bruyne, David Silva, Bernardo Silva can all play in like his similar position. Alisson and Sigurdsson or Pope, Ryan and De Bruyne. I'm always going to side with the cheapies. Because Pope, Ryan and De Bruyne will also let you spend some money on a Liverpool defender as well if you wanted to. Why are so many teams excluding Sergio Aguero? I think it's just a simple case that a lot of us have got Sterling instead. I mean, if you look at ownership in FPL, Aguero's on 18.9, Sterling's on 32. So it's not, obviously it's nearly double, I suppose, but it's not that Aguero has no owners. Doesn't Taylor have a knock? He might do. Worth checking. Let me have a look. Not flagged. I would check that then. I'm not 100% sure if I'm honest. When I swap Perez for Milivojevic, I don't want to rely on penalties. I'd rather have Zaha, I think. I mean, there is that thought in the back of my head is, can he really get like another 9 or 10 goals from penalties? And he probably will, and I'll probably regret it. And maybe next season I'll start with him. Getting dizzy trying to read the chat. Yeah, it does get a bit insane. You just read what you can, really. Slow mode should be on. I thought I already had it on. I can't even remember how to turn it on now. So we might just have to not panic about it. Yeah, we'll just leave it. I think slow mode is on. I think it's just so fast because there's so many people. Matt, thanks very much. What's the future plan with King and Wilson? Honestly, I've not got a set in stone plan. Like, I don't have an idea of exactly who I want, but I know that I can free up money. So King could become Jota, King could become Deafeo, Mapai, I probably got that wrong. The 6 million Brighton striker, I'm interested in him. So that could save some money. Wilson could go down to a 6.5, that gives me 1.5 to spend elsewhere, plus the 0.5 in the bank. That's 2 million. If Lucas Moura is gonna lose his place, I could then get Son. So I've got options. I just don't have anything like massively set in stone necessarily. Mouse over the chat. Yeah, oh, I know how you do it actually. Oh no, I don't. We ignore it. Rory, thanks very much. Robertson to 4.5. DNA to Carl. Wilson to... I'm not getting Kane. There's a lot of sacrifices, right? I hear you, but it's not happening. Do I follow FPL tips? Of course I do. The OG of FPL YouTube. A legend. One day in about 30 years I'll be able to edit as well as him. 5.3 million teams already, or hit 7 million this year. It might do. Should say 31 minutes to the deadline. I need to actually refresh on the other screen just to make sure I've definitely got everything set. So Salah captain, Sterling vice captain, then Donker, Lundstrom, Greenwood. I mean, really I should have Greenwood ahead of Lundstrom, shouldn't I? Triple captain Salah. Shout out to Ian in the Patreon chat, Patreon Slack channel, who is triple captaining. I know a few of them were talking about it. He's definitely going through with it. He's triple captaining Salah. I'm not going to do it. I actually saw a really good comment on one of the YouTube videos earlier, because I made a comment that you don't know what the side's going to be like. You don't know how good Liverpool will start attacking wise. Will Norwich come in defensively? And they did make the point that if they're not good defensively, you don't get another chance to captain Salah against Norwich at home all season. So I kind of like that point, but I still probably not going to do it. Oh wait, is there merit in starting a Chelsea defender? Yeah, I think so. If I had a Chelsea defender, I would have worked my squad so that I started them every game. I know it's against Man United, but they could be tight games. Keep saying it. Watch those high-end bench players for price drops. I'm not really that bothered about it. Button maybe, because realistically I'm never going to play him. But then Donker I think is just a good option. So I'm not going to worry about the potential for a 0.1 drop. Greenwood and Lundstrom, yeah, maybe. But Lundstrom's 4 million. I've got to take the risk. And then Greenwood, if he's going to play and get some minutes, he's a Man United player. Like, imagine if he starts and scores against Chelsea. I don't think it's very likely. But his ownership's going to rise if that's the case. Camille, thanks very much. Oh, this is a long one. Vardy, King, Fraser, or Wilson, Jota, or King and Martial +1. Oh my god. It's like a maths question. It's hard to say because I don't know what your defense is. Like if you're having to play a 4.5 million defender, Wilson plus Jota is different to Vardy plus King. Yeah, that's probably better. Or King plus Martial. I got to be honest, I'm a bit lost in what you're saying there, if I'm completely honest. King and Martial plus 1 million. So Vardy, King and Martial. But he's the same price as Fraser. I mean, for what it's worth, for the first two fixtures, I think Wilson can definitely beat Vardy, but maybe longer term, Vardy might win out. 3,500 people watching, insane. Make sure to give the stream a thumbs up and subscribe, of course, if you're new around here. Just going to do it as well. A really quick shout out to all the Patreon supporters that are signed up. I still owe a couple of shout outs to people that have signed up today, so apologies for that. I'll do that in the next stream. If you want to check it out, link is in the description below. The Slack channels, monthly mini leagues, got t-shirts from Brick Ballers to give away, brickballers.com, as well as cash prize. Every single month, there's basically a new league every month. If you want to sign up for that, link is in the description below. Thanks to everyone that's already signed up. Most of them are on the stream. There's still two people that I've not added, but we will do that for the next time. With this sort of support, you should start a football team. Well, that's what all the other YouTubers do, right? They've all got their own football teams now. Maybe one day. The Fantasy Football Scout site is down. I mean, they are getting probably slammed with traffic. Like, absolutely slammed. Jason, thanks very much. Good to see you. Do you need DFA or Jota? I think it depends how much emphasis you want to put on Europa League. Now, obviously, he got a bit of a rest, but he's got a long travel. His other teammates are also going to be potentially tired. They've got another second leg to go as well. So if that puts you off, I'd go for one of the other two. I think DFA is more interesting, but Dini is a bit of a differential. I think DFA for the fixtures, then maybe switch. But I think, honestly, I wouldn't have any kind of surprises if Jota just from it off just carries on scoring. He's a really good form from last year. Carried it on. And now he's going to carry that on into the season as well. Do I want to swap Lucas Moura for Martial? Stream transfers. What are we saying? Chelsea at home though. First game of the season at Old Trafford. Martial steps up. 2 penalties because Pogba's just given them up. Wolves away could be tricky, but then the fixtures get alright. And I need a Man United player. It could happen in the next 25 minutes. We could have Martial in. Instead of Lucas Moura, though. I'll feel so annoyed if Lucas Moura scores. Sterling, Zinchenko, or Aubameyang and Laporte. Oof. I mean, there is another player in that equation. I suppose Aubameyang and Laporte is safer if you're really worried about Zinchenko. I do prefer Sterling to Aubameyang. But for the first 2 fixtures, Aubameyang might do well. Wait, hang on. Have I missed them? I got to be honest. The blue super chats are really hard to track because they don't go up at the top of the screen. Is it worth downgrade Vardy to Wilson for 1 million? I mean, again, it's hard to say for sure because I don't know what you're going to do with that 1 million. I do think for the first 2 fixtures, Wilson is just as good, if not better, than Vardy, if that helps. Richard, thanks. Ricardo, sorry, thanks very much. Wilson and Sigurdsson or Aubameyang and Townsend? Definitely Wilson and Sigurdsson, surely. Unless you're going to captain Aubameyang, but if you're not, I think the other two. Kunal, thanks very much. We have the exact same. We have the same team except for Fraser and Jota. 0.5 million better in the back. Did you consider upgrading Lundstrom to a 4.5 rotation option like DL? Not really. I think if I'm going kind of 4 at the back with 4 pretty high-priced defenders, then I'm going to want to play him every week, so I don't really have any interest in spending money on Lundstrom upgrade, to be honest. Thanks very much, Sean. Any confirmation on Laporte player? No, just Pep said he's ready. So, or fit or whatever, he can play, something like that. Obviously, there's always a chance he doesn't play, but I think he's fine. Martial. I mean, last year I started with Sanchez, for Christ's sake, 10.5 million. I mean, Martial would be okay. I almost feel like I can... Moira is going to lose his place, isn't he? You think? He's just signed a new contract, though. New contract. Aston Villa at home. Heat and Masterclass not. Then if I see Martial line up as centre forward. I mean, it's annoying because we know Martial is decent. Like on his day is decent. He just blows so hot and cold. Kyle Walker locked. Look, Cancelo's not going to play game week 1. Who knows after that? I think it probably will take a bit of time for him to bed in. So I think Walker will be okay for the start of the season. After that, it's kind of anyone's business. Martial's long-term games are good, I know. I'm going to switch. I already know I'm going to switch. But obviously, it's Chelsea. The thing is, I could stick with Moira and then go to Martial. But then I'm booking in a transfer straight away in the hope that Moira goes nuts against Aston Villa. And how frustrating would it be if he does? I've not seen any early team news yet, but I'll keep an eye on. I'll try and keep an eye on Twitter. I mean, that is. Oh, hang on. That's a bit much of a mess as trying to keep up with the chat. I can't see any early team news yet. Quazine, thanks very much. Pogba and Diop versus Richarlison and Ake. Also long-term prospects for Kyle Walker-Peters. I think... Oh, that's weird. I mean, you could go Richarlison and Diop. Doesn't have to be... I suppose Richarlison's cheaper. I mean, Ake, I think, is okay for the first 2 fixtures. I'm not sure I'd want him much longer than that. So Diop saves you some money. I would like to see how Pogba plays first in this kind of... Because he's going to play in the double pivot. He's not going to play further forward. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1. So I'd almost say Richarlison and... Well, I'd probably say Richarlison and Ake, knowing that you're probably going to have to get rid of Ake soon enough. Long-term prospects for... Oh my god. Kyle Walker-Peters. I don't know if they're that great. I think Aurier might come in. If he performs really well at the start, then maybe he'll keep his place. But I just think you can't guarantee it. No one can. Zaha or another mid at 7 million. I'd be tempted just to go with Zaha and hope he plays. It's just that little worry that he doesn't start game week 1. But Crystal Palace do not have a lot of options in attack. Like they're not a team that can, like Man City take Bernardo Silva out and put De Bruyne in, or vice versa, or whatever. They take Zaha out of Crystal Palace and they're kind of struggling a bit, right? KDB and King, or Bernardo Silva and King. I mean, it's got to be De Bruyne, right? I've ignored you for half an hour. I'm probably going to ignore you for another 20 minutes. Life sucks. I mean, yes, they have Benteke, but I mean, he's not really a patch on Zaha, is he, really? And yeah, that's a good point there from Jim. Zaha doesn't necessarily have a problem with Hodgson. Thoughts on refrigerators? I will know when I've made it in life, when I finally have a fridge that dispenses ice. That's my thought on refrigerators. If you sell Zaha, there's not too many options that are guaranteed good points. Like I've already said, Anderson, 7 million. But he plays City first, so that almost feels like a blank straight away. You could go for someone like Barkley. I don't know. You've got Maddison as well, but I don't know if I'd want to be doubling up on Leicester players. I would probably stop panicking too much about Zaha if that's kind of how you've set your team up. Or try and find 0.5 million for Martial or Fraser or someone like that. It depends whether you can find it really. Just about to hit 4,000 viewers, which is a bit ridiculous. So make sure you've hit that like button if you haven't already. Let me see how many likes we're on. We're on 422. We need to get to 1,000 before the stream ends. Only 19 minutes. Dr. Pepper or Coke? Coke. Of course. We've got to answer the important questions. Quick fire for old time's sake. I mean, this is quick fire, right? Yes, I got 0.5 million in the bank. Pulisic, wait and see for me, but I do like him. And another reason why I like... That's another thing I thought about with Moira, actually. I can change him to Pulisic if he comes in. I like that 7.5 million bracket. I think there's a good few options. Meant De Bruyne and King or Bernardo Silva. Okay, that makes more sense. That is a tough shout. I'm not too sure what to think about Bernardo Silva. Because he is going to play... You'd imagine he's going to play in that front three for the most part. Because I was saying earlier on Twitter, if you take out kind of expected goals for penalties, which obviously Sigurdsson does have penalties, which is a big pool. But Bernardo Silva wasn't that far off Sigurdsson's stats, and he gets in the box a lot more. Which one would I go for, though? I mean, De Bruyne is a pretty... You feel like he's going to be steady points. I think the more interesting combo is Bernardo Silva and Wilson. And the potential for more points is that one. But all King needs is a penalty or two, and... You know what I mean? He's just gonna beat Wilson game week 1, and that'll feel really frustrating. You're a snake if you have no Man United players. Look, Man United players have cost me points plenty of times. I'm not gonna do quickfire today though. There's like 4,000 people. It'd be impossible. Why do I keep calling Mora as if it's Mora? It's like Mora. All right, Mora it is. Callaghan, welcome. Thanks very much. I really need to do something with the whole members thing, really, don't I? Have your name up in lights. Yeah, I've got Greenwood, exactly. Exactly, Danny. I'm probably going to switch to Martial, alright? I'm probably going to do it. I'm not going to lie. Seeing if there's any like players we've not gone over. How will I eventually get Kane? I'll worry about that when I need him. Do you start Ceballos or Fornals? I guess you start Ceballos, right? 'Cause if you've got those two, and that's your options, because Fornals has got Man City. My son is called Lucas, so keep him in. Review Davies' team. I'm not going to do reviews now. 4K viewers is definitely a new record. Yeah, we've hit 4K. We had 3,000 yesterday. That was a new thing. What is a member page? No, like there's members of the YouTube channel, and you can add stuff to it. But I need to look into certain like emojis and stuff for it. Not emojis. I can't remember what they're called. Ryan, balls out. Ryan Brazel, triple captains on Salah. Norwich injuries and not parking the bus. I love it. I really hope it works out for you. Good luck. I feel like I missed one there. Nick, Sigurdsson and Dean, keep both or replace one. I mean, they're both good options. Like, if you're happy with them and you're set on them, don't feel... The thing is, the closer it gets to deadline, the more you're going to think you've got it wrong. That happens to everyone. The longer it gets, or the sooner it gets to deadline, the more you're going to think you've made the wrong decision. So try not to worry about it too much. Do I get Martial in? I'm going to be watching that Chelsea game as well, for sure. I'm not doing anything Sunday, I don't think. Am I going to be watching Spurs? I'm probably going to be watching Spurs as well. I won't want to watch Spurs if I take more out. Prediction, how long will it take the FPL servers? No idea. To upload, probably ages. Only 5.9% old Martial. Chelsea at home is better than Man City away. Wolves away is not better than Villa at home. That's the problem. So first two, yeah. After that, good. I suppose he's less of a transfer waiting to happen. Plastic Man U fan. I love all the comments. Usually I put Man United players in and I'm getting absolute stick for having them. Sigurdsson and Wilson or De Bruyne and King. I think we pretty much just had that one. Thanks very much, Matty. I think Sigurdsson and Wilson, personally. My gut says neither. My gut says Fraser will outscore both of them, to be honest. At least for the first two. But I don't want 3 Bournemouth players. I just don't think I can do it with that Man City game. Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing about Man United players. I think, like last year, okay, it was a bit crazy going for Sanchez, especially when Mane was 1 million less. We know that. But this year, I feel like it's okay to get a Man United player. Not many people would say that's an awful decision. Like, I could have Zinchenko and Moura out for Maguire and Martial. Just get rid of Zinchenko. Get Harry Slabhead Maguire in the team. Time for a beer. Trust your research. I mean, it could be tight the first game. Man United could beat Chelsea 1 or 2-0. You prefer my son's team? He's a genius. I genuinely didn't try and change it too much either. I didn't want to just make it my team, but he just had 2 really expensive goalkeepers, so I had to explain that he's not going to be able to play both each week, etc. Pope and Button, concerned about lack of rotation? Nope, don't think so. Just going to play Pope every week. You're counting on a big game for Origi. I mean, Origi could be a really nice pump for the first couple of games, but you are using a Liverpool spot, and that's going to be a transfer later on. That's the only reason I don't necessarily like him. I could just have 2 Man United players. I'm so tempted now. But if Lucas Moura, I'm just going to start calling him Lucas. If Lucas, the Spurs player currently in my team, gets game week 1 and 3, then I think it's a mistake taking him out. Chill, I can't chill. Alright, this is the panic that sets in. 12 minutes to go. Why not Stones 5.5 for the whole season? But what if Otamendi plays, you know? This is the thing. This is why I should just go Man United defender. I mean, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka are going to start every single game. Absolutely every single game. Oh. I just realised I've had the same music playing all stream and no one said anything. Put your faith in the auto pick. I mean, that would be good. Lucas Moura did just sign a 5-year contract. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about that. Sorry. It must be pretty boring. Van Dijk or Trent. I mean, if it's Van Dijk or Trent or Van Dijk or Robertson, it's always going to be the fullbacks, I think. But you've got to take into account the money. Will Ashley Young not feature at all? I can't imagine so. I mean, look, maybe he gets the odd game, but I think Wan-Bissaka and Maguire play most games. Can't hear the music. Well, there you go. I'll leave it on then. Kane or Aubameyang? I think probably... I don't know. I've said Aubameyang so much. I think probably Kane, just for the first kind of 4. 10 minutes. Get those teams locked in. Make sure your captain's set. Make sure your vice-captain is set. Make sure your bench is set. Etc, etc. Let me just... Yusuf, thanks very much. Which one out of Jota, Dini or Deofeo? I had this question just a minute ago. I think Jota is the best one out of all of them. I think you could make a case for the first 4 to go one of the Watford boys, though. But if you're happy that Jota doesn't get rotated around Europa League, I think he's probably the best one. Aguero, no chance. What does vice captain get you? It gets you nothing unless your captain doesn't play. So if the team sheets come out in a minute, and Salah's not playing because he's fallen ill, then he goes to Sterling, basically. Player you fear the most, not only like any of the big hitters, Kane, Aubameyang, Aguero. I mean, if I had to pick one, whichever one's the most highly owned, I suppose. Probably Kane. Especially with Villa, first game. Yeah, not Pookie scores in the first couple of minutes. I'm still surprised at any team that doesn't have to. I'm starting to feel like maybe I've got it wrong, but I'm gonna stick. I'm not gonna change the 2 Liverpool defenders. I've had that since the start. Oh, look at Martial. AM9. Oh, it does look so much better, doesn't it? He's going in. He's going in. I don't care. Martial is in. I can't not have a Man United player. Okay, this is the screen. If Lucas Moura scores 2 goals or more, then I will cry. Okay? I'll put a video up of me crying. Martial, you're in. Get up front, my son. Get up front. I mean, he's playing Chelsea and Moore is playing Villa. Maybe we'll swap that back. We'll see. We'll see. We'll leave it in for now. Maybe we'll try and do it at like 6:59 and we'll leave it up to fate. I'm thinking long term. That's what I'm telling myself. If Moore plays game week 3, I'll tell you now, Moore plays game week 3, that will be a mistake, I think, that transfer. I think. I don't know. If he could get a goal against Chelsea, then we're laughing. Change it back. Look, don't worry about that. Let's just keep going. It's already changed now. I don't think Lucas Moura is my gut pick, to be honest. But with Ali out, does he keep playing? The fact that Dybala didn't come in. He's going to play Ndombele, +1. Eriksen, Son. Who plays on the right? Who plays on the right? If Ali's not back, maybe Lucas Moura just keeps playing. If he keeps playing... I mean, Son is definitely coming in game week 3. I've got no doubts about that, right? But if he plays on the left, Eriksen plays number 10. Who plays on the right? If they play a 4-2-3-1. Eriksen's definitely playing. Come on. Unless he gets sold. Could happen. Fraser or Richarlison? I think Richarlison, to be honest, for kind of a longer term pick. 4.5 million defend. I'd probably go someone like Cahill or Balbuena or Diop, someone like that. You can say the same about Martial United. He is a starter. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Lamella, of course. Sorry, I've completely forgotten that he exists. Yeah, no, I'm kind of... I'm not... It's more like a rhetorical question. I'm not like literally saying, can you like help me out? It's just, I'm thinking out loud. Diamond, Kane and Moura up top. Oof. Oh, don't say that. And the thing is, if Kane and Moura play up top, Moura will definitely be the furthest forward. For sure. Yeah, little diamond. Whatever. I'm keeping Martial. He's in. I'm done. Let's hope we smash Lampard's Chelsea on Sunday. In my head now, I'm thinking, how do I get Moira as well? I have to drop Wilson to a 6.5 and Zinchenko to Moira. No, we're not doing big things like that. We're not doing big things like that. That would be crazy talk. I'm not overthinking it. I'm getting Man United's number 9. What else is there to think about? Doesn't look as good as Aston Villa though. But Wolves away. That's probably going to be quite tough. You like the crazy talk. I don't think it's that crazy, is it, going for Martial? Only 3 minutes until deadline, by the way. Pope or Ryan? I mean, I personally think Ryan, but he's in my team, so. Sanchez all over again. I don't know if it is my... It's not like when I got rid of Son. Martial, 10 goals, 9 goals in the last 2 seasons. Only 1,500, 1,600 minutes. Doesn't matter that much. It definitely does. Absolutely does matter that much. Oh, the chat stopped again. I did that yesterday. Oh my god, I need to bring it up quick. Nostalgia pick. I don't know if it is a nostalgia pick, really. I mean, he's never fully done the business, has he? Not for long periods of time. I'm just checking Moira again now. I might switch back. I'm panicking now. This is what I tell everyone not to do. This is real life panic. Live. I can't even find him now. This is, oh, there he is. Jesus. He scored 10 goals in 2,100 minutes. Martial scored as many goals in 500 less minutes last year. Villa at home, Newcastle at home, Man City away, Arsenal away. I mean, overall, I think first 4 fixtures, Martial's are slightly better, but not for the first one. That's the thing. The lineups are not out yet, I don't think. I think I'm going to stick. I do think it's a maybe mistake. Will Moura get... Will he get game week 3? That is the big question. I don't know what to do. Got no time now. I think it's. I think we're locked in. Oh, we're not locked in just yet. I'm keeping Martial. I'm keeping him. Don't think we got team sheets out just yet. Okay. I think I've got Lucas Moura back in. I think it transferred before it updated. Ah, we'll see. Okay, let's have a look at the teams. First lineup of the season. Not loading. Oh my god, come on. I'm guessing it's just all the normal lads. Where the hell's the lineup? Oh, please. Is Trent really on the bench? Surely not. Mane bench, sure, yeah. For some reason, the team thing won't load for me. Okay, Trent's playing. It's not loading for me. Like, literally, the picture will not load. It looks like Salah's playing, Trent's playing, Robertson's playing. Oh, here we go. Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, first choice, yeah. Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Origi, Salah, Firmino. There we go. Mane on the bench. So Mane's going to play game week 2. I mean, do we check the Norwich team? I guess we do, just to be fair. Let's have a look. Pookie up front, of course. Buendia in there as well, and Aarons. I think they're the main three that people are looking at. Cantwell's playing as well. So I think I've got Lucas Moura. I'm going to find out in a few minutes. But that's what I think I've got. Damn. What do we think? Moura or Martial? Let's see what happens. Salah captain, it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to watching the football. I'm looking forward to not making any more videos today or tomorrow. Having a break. Then we'll be back on Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday for another stream at 9 o'clock. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when I'm next online. Next video goes up. Hit a like on the stream if you haven't already. Hopefully you enjoyed it. There'll be more deadline streams throughout the season. Not necessarily every week, but some. Check out Patreon and Fantasy Football Scout in the description. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it there. Good luck. Game week 1 is here. That is probably the worst game week in terms of panic. From here, we can't do anything. Our sides are set. Fingers crossed that we all do great, but that I do the best and that I'm number 1 by the end of the week. That would be fantastic. I will see you again on Sunday. I'll also find out in about half an hour whether I've got Moura or Martial. I genuinely don't know. Click pick team on the app and it will show you. Oh really? You can do that? I don't know, maybe I'll check. I'll just wait half an hour and see. I don't even know who I hope I've got now. I kind of hope I've got Martial, but I think I've got Moura. But I think I would think the same if it was the other way around. Anyway, 4,500 viewers was insane. Thanks very much. Hopefully a lot of you subscribed. If you didn't, hit that like button. Check out all the links in the description below. I'll catch you soon. I'm going to go enjoy, hopefully, the Liverpool game. See you later on.